Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 127 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs that week. And when there's a big old pay-per-view, I will have a separate pay-per-view review for that, and there will be one for Backlash this week. And speaking of Backlash, let's kick off this show with my Backlash predictions. I'm recording this on Thursday before SmackDown, so if anything gets announced on SmackDown, I won't know about it yet. So we'll just go with what's announced right now. We have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Gonna go with the Bloodline on that one. We got the rising Solo Sikoa and new guy Tonga Tonga, or Tama Tonga, whatever the hell. Those guys have to win. I mean, I love Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, but they're kind of an odd couple thrown together. The Bloodline gotta win this one. We have the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, defending their women's tag team championships against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. That's an interesting one. I don't know if I would like to see the championship put on Jade already in a tag team situation with Bianca. It could really help her in the long run. That's really hard because I don't know if they're going to want to make Jade Cargill lose on pay-per-view. I don't know. That's a really tough one. The Kabuki Warriors are an okay women's tag team champions. They don't get a lot of airtime because they're in Damage Control. It's a lot of Dakota Kai and Bayley's kind of rivalry, but I don't know. I could see Bianca and Jade winning it. They don't really... Sure, I'll go with Jade and Bianca. I don't feel very good about that one, though. We have Bayley, the champion, defending in a triple threat match versus Naomi and Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Gonna stick with Bayley on that one. Almost said Naomi, but no, Bayley. Tiffany Stratton, hopefully she has another amazing performance. I imagine she will be. She's been nothing but fantastic so far, and to see her get a championship opportunity, that's really good. But triple threat, they'll probably help out Bayley. We'll see. I'll go with Bayley on that one. Damian Priest defends his championship against Jey Uso. World Heavyweight Championship, going Damian Priest on that one. And then Cody Rhodes defends his undisputed WWE Championship against AJ Styles. Going Cody Rhodes on that one. So I don't know. Some of those are pretty easy to pick. Some not so much. Mostly just the women's tag team match. No idea what direction they're going to go with that. Or they're going to have, they could make Jade and Bianca partners, have them friends for now, and then eventually have them turn on each other. Something like that, but we'll see where that one goes. Very interesting. Let me know what your predictions are, and we'll get into the recap now. We're starting off with Monday Night Raw in Kansas City. The draft continues on, but first we have the United States champion Logan Paul and his crew roll in with Patrick Mahomes. The Mahomie is here. They get greeted by the world champion Damian Priest and the Judgment Day. So, all right, we got some celebrities in Kansas. Patrick Mahomes, one of the only NFL players I actually know of. So we move on. New women's world champion Becky Lynch. She cuts a promo back in the same building that she became the man in. That's pretty cool right there. The night she got punched in the face by Nia, broke her face, and became the man as I die. The champion is cut off by Liv Morgan, who claims she is the number 1 contender for Becky's title. Nia Jax arrives, gets booed by Kansas, and then Nia calls them rude. That was pretty funny. Nia says her brand, SmackDown, is superior. Nia wants to spend her last night on Monday Night Raw, taking down Liv and or Becky Lynch. Morgan dropkicks Nia, and it looks like Liv Morgan accepts the challenge. A solid segment. Becky versus Liv Morgan could and should be a quality match for the championship, and Nia Jax was very entertaining. We move on. Stephanie McMahon comes out to announce the first round picks. The first overall pick for this draft, we'll go with that, is Gunther and Kaiser going to Monday Night Raw. No Vinci. So Giovanni Vinci looking like he is on the outs of Imperium officially now, not being drafted with them. So that's good. And the first overall pick for Gunther, I like that. Second overall pick going to SmackDown is Jade Cargill. Oh snap, they're going for it. The Storm is coming to SmackDown. Third overall, we got Damage Control going to Raw. That's Kairi Sane, Asuka, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Fourth overall, going to SmackDown is Kevin Owens. Oh, fuck yeah. I love that Kevin is over there. Hopefully he has a great run. And that's all the picks for now. We move on to Gunther with Kaiser versus Xavier Woods with Kofi. Gunther dominating with heavy chops and targeting Woods' bad leg. Gunther's single leg crab is locked in really deep. Kofi grabs the towel to help to throw the match away, but Woods says, "Don't you even think about it." Gunther transitions into the STF. Woods taps out. Gunther destroys Woods in a one-sided match. A pretty effective squash match, shows that Gunther is most certainly on a different level. Good start for his climb to the world title picture, I'm hoping anyway. Strong effort and selling from Woods, and Kofi being a great friend trying to throw in the towel. We move on. It's Logan Paul and friend. I don't know who that guy is. They announced the next pick. Fifth overall going to Raw is CM Punk. Okay. Sixth overall is going to SmackDown. They're calling themselves The Pride. That's Bobby Lashley, The Street Profits, and B-Fab. Seventh overall going to Raw. I saw him in the pool. I saw his picture. It's Braun Strowman. He still exists in this company. He's going to Raw. Eighth overall pick, Tiffany Stratton going to SmackDown. I like that one a lot. Here comes Logan Paul. He cuts a promo while his friend is just screaming at kids and adults in the crowd. I don't know what is going on. Jey Uso interrupts, gets into a yeet off with Logan, and then Finn Balor and McDonough arrive to back up Logan Paul. Uso tries to defend himself but gets overwhelmed. Braun Strowman returns. Here he comes with a rough-looking hairdo. Oh my goodness, but he scares off Logan and the Judgment Day. Braun gets into Mahomes' face for some reason. Jey Uso comes around to separate them. And yeah, entertaining segment. Cool return for Strowman. Hopefully he has a good run, a good year, stay healthy. And man, this guy was literally he was so over. It was like Stone Cold levels of over. Just this guy coming out beating the shit out of Roman Reigns week after week. I don't know if we're ever going to see Braun Strowman reach that level again. And the fact that they didn't cash in on that, just another of many misses that WWE did during the Vince McMahon era. But hopefully it's over now. Braun Strowman, cut your hair, go bald, just accept it. We move on. World Tag Team Champions Miz and Truth backstage. Truth talking with Chad Gable, agrees to something, I don't know what. R-Truth also thinks it's the NFL draft, and he and Miz might get drafted to the Kansas City Chiefs. My goodness, Truth, what is wrong with you? Gable kicked in the face out of nowhere. It's Sami Zayn getting a little bit of revenge. So, all right, I like that. I hope that, I feel like R-Truth might have accepted like a tag team championship match or something like that. We move on. Drew McIntyre gets in Booker T's face for some reason. A lot of that going around tonight. Drew tells Booker T that he's changed. He has changed a lot for the better, but we move on. Intercontinental Championship match time. It's Sami Zayn defending against Bronson Reed. We get a nice springboard moonsault from Sami to the outside. Bronson catches Sammy. I always keep calling him Zammy. Sami, airborne, nails a Uranagi, then a wicked sit-out powerbomb. Sami kicks out of that. Haluva kick out of nowhere, but then Sami pins, but gets lifted by Chad Gable, nailed with the German suplex, locks in the ankle lock. Bronson lets out some frustration, nails a tsunami on Sami, and then a Death Valley driver on Gable because he just ruined his championship opportunities. I smell a triple threat match incoming, and that would be a lot of fun. Gable, Bronson, and Sami, all day. Obviously, this match was disqualified, but a nice preview, I guess, between Sami and Bronson. Not bad. We move on now to the next picks in the draft. It's Ron Simmons, damn, and JBL announcing the picks. It's ninth overall, LWO, Rey Mysterio, Selena Vega, Del Toro, Wild, Dragon Lee, and Carlito. For some reason, Carlito's still in there. They're going to Raw. 10th overall is Legado. They're off to SmackDown. So LWO, Legado beef, I guess that's done. So that's Berta, Garza, Santos Escobar, and Elektra Lopez off to SmackDown. 11th overall is Drew McIntyre staying on Raw. 12th overall, Shinsuke Nakamura heading to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre cuts a promo talking a bunch of trash. CM Punk's music hits. Punk appears way up in the nosebleeds, calls McIntyre a little bitch, and then Ron Simmons says, damn. So, good segment right there. I love McIntyre's reactions to anything CM Punk. He just wants to rip his fucking head off, and I love it. We move on. Chad Gable tearing Alpha Academy a new asshole backstage. How much more can Alpha Academy handle of this new Giga Chad Gable? Like, oh boy. They're looking very frustrated with it already. But if they keep winning, we move on. Candice LeRae with Indy. Hartwell versus Maxine Dupree with Alpha Academy. Maxine explodes out of the gate, beating up Candice LeRae a bunch, and then nails a inverted worm, hits the elbow drop, locks in the ankle lock, and then Indy attacks Ivy, distracting Maxine, allowing Candice to hit the Wicked Stepsister for the W. Quick match here, but really impressive performance from Maxine. She was flying out of the gate, just whooping some ass, looking really good. She's getting a push, man. And maybe Chad Gable's tough love is starting to work on her, because, yeah, she's getting better and better. We move on. LWO backstage. Dom Mysterio shows up, calls his dad an old geezer, and then Ray calls Dom's mustache a dirty Sanchez. Dom leaves, angry. This ain't over. Drew McIntyre up in the suite section now where Punk was. He's looking for CM Punk, and now Punk's music hits, and he comes out down on the stage, and McIntyre's face is just priceless. Punk cuts a cross-legged promo. Punk says he's the best in the world, and that's why he was drafted before Drew, and the mind games continue. Not the best promo there from Punk. Kind of, I don't know, he was talking about, I can, cut a promo for so long, and then, he cut, a 3-minute promo. So, I don't know. Moving on. Teddy Long makes the next picks for the draft. It's Judgment Day, Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough going to Raw. So, Damian can't be selected, but he's still in Judgment Day, so they're sticking with Damian. 14th overall, Naomi going to SmackDown. 15th overall, going to Monday Night Raw, is Ilya Dragunov from NXT. Oh, fuck yeah, and that means Gunther is on Raw. Dragunov versus Gunther, we are doing this. 16th overall is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven going to SmackDown. I like it. We move on. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax up next. Tiffany Stratton in the crowd watching the match. Liv powerbombs Nia Jax. Very impressive. Naomi attacks Stratton. The brawl begins around the ring. Nia takes a cheap shot at Naomi, and Liv takes advantage. Codebreaker, Oblivion combo picks up the W over Nia Jax. An alright match, not the best selling from Nia. She wasn't taking the moves very clean, but Liv Morgan was pretty damn solid. We move on. Raw GM Adam Pearce, so happy to be rid of that headache. Chelsea Green wishes Nick Aldis good luck with that. Good stuff right there. Dudley Boys come out with their table and their glasses to make the next pick. I'm loving it. 17th overall, New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods going to Monday Night Raw. 18th overall, Pretty Deadly, Wilson and Prince going to SmackDown. 19th overall, NXT, Lyra Valkyria heading to Raw. 20th overall, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell going to SmackDown. So I'm loving these picks from NXT. Lyra Valkyria, hoping for the best for her. She's not my favorite. She doesn't have the biggest personality, but she's talented in the ring. We'll see how she does on Raw. Up next, we got a tag team match. It's Awesome Truth. R-Truth and The Miz going up against Alpha Academy, Otis and Tozawa. Tozawa booted off of the apron. He does a wicked backflipping sell to the floor. Looked painful as hell. Miz gets the knees up for Tozawa's senton. That also looked super painful for Tozawa. Crushing Truth, Miz in R-Truth win. Short match, Tozawa just selling his ass off. My goodness, well done. Damian Priest backstage discussing stuff with Judgment Day. McDonough shows up with his face just mangled, and it startles Damian Priest. Kind of funny. We move on. Aldis and Adam Pearce make the final picks of the draft. 21st overall is Final Testament going to Raw. 22nd overall, DIY, Gargano, and Ciampa getting disrespected. They're going to SmackDown. 23rd overall, Bronson Reed, also disrespected. He's going to Raw. And 24th overall, NXT selects Blair Davenport. She's off to SmackDown. That's awesome. Huge fan of Blair Davenport. You know, shouldn't have the biggest run in NXT due to injury, but she is a phenomenal talent. Hopefully she can have a good run on SmackDown. And yeah, that's the end of the draft. I also saw that Dijak got drafted up to Raw. That is fucking awesome. So obviously rooting huge for Dijak. Move on. Main event time. 6-man tag match. Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Andrade versus Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough with Dom Mysterio. Damn. Nice trifecta dives from Uso, Andrade, and Ricochet. Priest, a one-man army. Uso, Samoan drop on Priest, goes for the splash. Dom and JD cause a distraction. Spear to Balor out of nowhere. Uso splash. Jay pins and wins. The good guys grab the W. Damian at least looking really strong. You know, pretty much taking out the trash all by himself, while the rest of Judgment Day not looking as good. Solid teamwork from the thrown together good guy team. And yeah, there's definitely some cracks forming here with Damian Priest's Judgment Day. So is Damian going to move on or kick him out or just continue to yell at them? I don't know. But that's the end of Raw. Pretty good Raw for the second part of the draft being the big focus, of course. Lots of picks. Interesting picks. I love the NXT selections. A lot of people staying on the same brand, which is fine with me. Doesn't really matter. Drafts, it's just, you know, picking is fun, but it usually doesn't end up meaning all that much. Matches were kind of so-so this week. DQs messing up better matches on the card, like the Intercontinental Championship match. Segments were pretty entertaining. Yeah, not the best episode, but 6.5 at 10. Now we go to NXT. It is spring break. Is it spring break-in or spring break? I don't know. Spring break-in, I think, makes more sense. Anyway, night 2 of that, we have the new NXT champion, Trick Williams. He welcomes the crowd to the Whoop That Trick era. Thanks Ilya Dragunov for everything. Wishes Dragunov good luck on Monday Night Raw. Lash Legend comes out with some paperwork. Oh no. Trick works his charms on Lash, who damn near faints. My goodness. Lash won't reveal what's in the envelope. And nice intro here for Trick as champion. Crowd giving Trick lots of love here. And Lash Legend and Trick's chemistry right now is off the charts. Like, crowd wants them to be a couple, and maybe they are. I don't know, but really entertaining stuff. Good stuff. We got Ariana Grace. She's trying to teach Gigi Dolan proper table manners at a restaurant or something. Gigi, more focused on talking about the match card for tonight. She's literally just, like, hyping up the card. So pretty well done little segment right there. I dig that. We have the North American Championship match. Oba Femi defending against Ivar. Ivar splashes Oba through a barricade and then a senton off of the top to the outside, wipes out the champion. My goodness, a man that size should not be doing jumps that big. My goodness, Ivar. Thumbs up. Oba powers Ivar up for a torture rack slam. We get a near fall there. Ivar nails a nasty looking doomsault, gets the knees like right into Oba's face. Oba kicks out of that. Oba electric chair drop, pop-up powerbomb, and Oba retains. A good opening match. Meat slapping meat. People like that. Ivar, I thought, was looking pretty strong. Oba, just a beast, slamming Ivar a whole bunch of times. That takes a lot of strength. Took some mean bumps, I feel, with Oba. Minor slip-ups. I felt like he recovered nicely. Good job there from Oba Femi. Good match. 7 out of 10. And then, out of nowhere, it's freaking Wes Lee. Oh my goodness, he is back from injury, strolls through the crowd, goes face to face with Obafemi. Oh my goodness. Welcome back, Wes Lee. I mean, that dude literally was on he was just emerging, breaking through big time, and then he gets injured. So, welcome back, Wes Lee. Wes Lee versus Obafemi incoming. That should be a lot of fun. But Wes Lee back on the roster, that's huge. We move on. Thea Hale with Chase U versus JC Jane with Nyx. We get some nice anti-air neck breaker from JC Jane. Fallon stops Nyx's shenanigans. Lyra with a Pele kick, but hits Fallon with it by mistake. Hale locks in the Kimura, and JC taps out. She also has a bloody nose. I don't know when she got that, but alright, something happened there. Thea Hale picks up the win. Solid match, I feel, overall. Both women, aggressive performance, obviously. Someone got cracked in the face with some sort of punch. Henley, out of nowhere, clocks Thea Hale, betraying Chase U. Oh my goodness. Will Fallon Henley join JC's group, or is she just going renegade right now? I don't think it really makes a whole lot of sense for her to join with JC, but if she is, I imagine they'll come up with some sort of excuse for her to want to join with them. We move on. It is Gallows and Anderson versus Tyson DuPont and Tyreek. That is a very interesting last name. I'll spell it out for you, and you have your shot at trying to say that. IGWE. Igwe. We'll just say Tyson and Tyreek. How's that sound? They're debuting here as a new tag team. Let's see how they do. We get a nice running splash from DuPont. Tyreek powers up Gallows for a nice slam, and then a nice dual slam from the rookies on Anderson. Anderson spinebuster, the Magic Killer. Gallows and Anderson spoil the debut of Tyreek and DuPont. Boo! But a solid showing for the newcomers DuPont and Tyreek. Good mix of power and athleticism. Good to see them go up against some stiff competition instead of just, some people we don't know about. But the Good Brothers, they've been tag team champions in literally every company they've worked for. So, it makes sense that they're going down losing here. But I don't like, having the new guys kick it off with a loss. It wasn't that competitive of a match or even all that long. So, I don't know. We didn't get a whole lot out of DuPont and Tyreek. So, not the ideal debut, but maybe they come back, have a couple of series of matches with the veteran tag teams, and then they get some wins going. But so far, I like DuPont and Tyreek. We move on. GM Ava Rain announces the first women's North American champion will be crowned at NXT Battleground in a ladder match. Oh my goodness. That's a thumbs up immediately. And a combine will be held to determine the participants in the ladder match. Jada Paka, she comes out, stakes her claim. Sol Ruka arrives, argues with Jada Paka. Ariana Grace shows up. She just wants everybody to get along. And then Mia Yim shows up out of nowhere. Interesting in the word, she has a lot of interest in the word ladder, apparently. The women's locker room pours out, a massive brawl goes down, and fuck yeah, dude. You got me with ladder match. I'm very happy. That is going to be amazing. To crown a new champion, that'll be a lot of fun. Thumbs up for ladders. We have Street Profits. They pop in to hype up the tag team champions, Frazier and Axiom. That's nice. And then we get Shawn Spears versus Ridge Holland. Ridge military press drop to Spears. Impressive strength. To me, I guess. Ridge delivers the same nasty Death Valley driver Spears hit on him in the corner. Looks rather painful. Spears falls on his head. Again, looks painful. Ridge plants Shawn with the Redeemer DDT for a W. A fine match. Spears trying to bring out the rage in Ridge throughout the match. Again, it's just a storyline I don't think anyone really cares about all that much. Sure, it was an okay match. We have Briggs with Ivar backstage. Briggs ready to go after Obafemi's title. Wes Lee shows up, says he too is going after Femi. Briggs is pissed. Ivar is pissed. We got a lot of pissed off people. We get the NXT Tag Team Championship match up next. Axiom and Nathan Frazier defending against AOP, Akeem, and Razor with the Final Testament. AOP just dominating the match, beating the shit out of the champions. Axiom finally gets the tag to Frazier. Atomic knee drop from AOP. Frazier kicks out of that. Ref catches Scarlett holding on to Axiom. Ejects all members of the Final Testament. Yay. Bate and Dunn, they show up to even the odds with a distraction, allowing Frazier to nail a super kick. Axiom rolls up, and the champs retain. Oh my goodness, it's a miracle. Pretty solid match. Well done, making AOP look unstoppable and dominating the champions throughout, and while keeping the titles on the champions. They did a good job there. And Axiom and Frazier doing good. Super resilient team that aren't going to stay down. They keep battling back. Mostly they're just getting their asses kicked by AOP because AOP is fucking AOP. You look at them, it's like, yeah, how are these guys not champions all the time? But yeah, a good effort there from Frazier and Axiom. Would I like to see them go at AOP again? Probably not if this is going to be the style of just getting your asses kicked, but not bad. We have Malik and Blade. They are very down on their luck because they broke a mirror last week. And so we get some black cats are brought in to help with the bad luck. Oh my goodness. Okay, we move on now. Main event time. It's the first ever women's underground match, which means no ropes, no pinfall, win by TKO or KO or submission. It's Natalya with Petrovic versus Lola Vice with Shayna Baszler. Lola tackles Natty out of the ring, takes out a row of NXT superstars around the outside. Natalya, sharpshooter applied. Lola is in trouble, so Baszler takes Petrovic hostage in the Karafuda clutch. Natty takes the bait, saves Petrovic. Lola nails a spinning back fist, drops Natalya. Lola using the ground and pound. The referee calls it. Lola Vice wins the first women's underground match. A pretty solid spar, I guess. Lots of impressive submission holds. Some stiff shots from Lola. Superstars around the ring were really hyper. That was maybe the best part of the ring. Crowd seemed to be enjoying it. For me, it was, it's just not really all that good for me. But good that Lola gets the win anyway. I don't know what her ceiling is. I don't see a hell of a lot there that's really impressing me to see her go to like a championship level or anything, but a solid performance. We have Roxanne Perez. She is angry about everything. Ava adds onto the pile, tells Roxanne she will defend versus Chelsea Green next week. Oh boy. And Chelsea Green is there, of course, to just rub it in. And that's the end of the show. A solid second night of Spring Break-In. Really, really hard to follow up that unbelievable night one. Maybe they should have flip-flopped the nights, but whatever. Solid wrestling. No real bangers throughout this show that I could really say were bangers. Main event was pretty solid. Henley's betrayal was surprising. I did not see that one coming. Just really weird. The ladder match announcement, that was probably my favorite part of the whole entire show. I was going nuts for that. And Wes Lee returning, that was also pretty freaking awesome. Can't wait to see what he is going to be able to do, and hopefully he can continue right back on that path that he left. So, pretty solid NXT overall. It could have been better. 6.5 out of 10. And now we get to SmackDown. Oh my goodness. This SmackDown is very special because they are in Lyon, France, baby. France. And it's the highest grossing SmackDown event in history, which, is great and all, but all that sounds like to me is that they charged those France fans an arm and a leg to get into the show. But they showed up big time. So let's get into this freaking show. We got an 8-women tag team match. Bayley, Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill going up against Tiffany Stratton, Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Crowd is electric for everything. I mean everything. They are so freaking loud. It is amazing. Like, the women are just over the moon about it. Like, this is awesome. We get to the match. Jade, quick hot tag, wipes out each member of Damage Control, hits a nice spinning backbreaker and a combo offense move with Bianca. Hell yeah. Dakota eats a KOD from Bianca. 1, 2, 3. Team Bayley wins. Really good opening tag match with France loving every move, man. They were going crazy for everything. Holds, punches, just standing there. It doesn't matter. Good pace in this match. Team Bayley looking really good. This was an extremely fun match. Like, I don't think I've ever had this much fun with an 8-women tag team match because the crowd was just so much fun. 7.5 out of 10. Jade and Bianca interviewed backstage. Bianca's all hyper. She's really amped to take out Damage Control and win the tag team titles. And then I kind of missed this, but I think she asked or she wanted a shot at Bayley's title as well. And like Bayley was really frustrated and Bianca's like, oh, I fucked up or something like that. I don't know. That was really weird. We move on. Tag champions A-Town Down Under. They are confident they will retain versus the Street Profits later tonight. We get Carmelo Hayes. He is speaking with Aldis. Bobby Lashley introduces himself to Melo, offers him some guidance, like, hey, you want to join up with Bobby? Melo says, nah, I don't need it. Bobby is disrespected, so probably going to be a feud incoming between those two. We move on. It is a tag team match. It is NCR, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne versus AOP, Akeem, and Razor with the Final Testament. NCR working great together to take down the much bigger AOP. We're talking at least twice the size of these guys. Bate powers up Razor for the airplane spin driver combo. Oh my god, that is impressive. Thumbs up. Dunn popping some fingers. We get the Final Testament distractions and interference. Allows AOP to nail Dunn with a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. AOP grab the W. Awesome David versus Goliath chemistry between AOP and NCR. That is more like it. If they had this kind of match for the tag team titles on NXT, that would be a lot better. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Crowd absolutely loving watching NCR chopping down the much bigger opponents, and also AOP just swatting down NCR like they're a couple of flies or something. Really good, entertaining match. Interference, though, I will say was lame. Final Testament, stop it. 7 out of 10, though. Good match. We have Paul Heyman. He is backstage requesting to have Kevin Owens and Randy Orton pulled out of the tag team match versus the Bloodline at Backlash, claiming for their own safety. That gets denied by Aldis. He's like, no, they're going to fight. Heyman admits that Roman didn't pull himself out of the draft. Paul Heyman pulled him out. Aldis is pissed off now, and now he really won't help out Paul Heyman. So Paul is really starting to get paranoid about Solo taking over the Bloodline. He's not letting... I don't even know if Roman knows what's going on right now. And yeah, now he's trying to save Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Like, what? All right. We move on now to the RKO show with Randy and Kevin. Crowd going bananas for Kevin and Randy. Their guest is Paul Heyman. Paul announces himself to the crowd. Paul tells RKO to pull out of the match versus Tonga and Solo. That's a hard no from Randy and Kevin. They're not doing that. Tonga and Sokoa blindside RKO. Brawl breaks out. Security and management getting thrown all over the place. KO, huge dive, wipes out everybody. Very entertaining segment right here. Crowd absolutely amazing throughout all of this. Kevin Owens speaking French. It's just, oh my god, Randy just being Randy Orton. Awesome stuff. We move on. It is LA Knight, versus Angel with Legado, and a massive pop for LA Knight when he comes out for his entrance. Oh my god, they were going crazy. Knight makes short work of Garza, nails the BFT for a quick tune-up victory. Knight needs to talk to France, announces he will be participating in the King of the Ring tournament. Santos steps up, says, hold up, wait a minute, I too am entering into the tournament. Knight hits Garza with the catchphrases. Yeah, that was some good shit, man. France loves themselves some LA Knight. Yeah. We move on. Carlito is asked why he attacked Dragon Lee. Carlito just wanted to be on WrestleMania, damn it. It wasn't personal. And then Dragon Lee jumps Carlito out of nowhere. Well, it's personal now, bitch. We move on. WWE Tag Team Championships on the line. Waller and Theory, A-Town Down Under, defending against the Street Profits, Dawkins and Ford. Big air senton dive by Ford. We get an interesting looking coast to coast like springboard by Waller. Theory rolls into a pounce mid-air from Dawkins. That was dope. Thumbs up. Profits combo blockbuster. Theory kicks out of that. Theory rakes the eyes of Ford. The referee stops to check on Montez, allows Waller to hit a flatliner. Theory pins, A-Town Down Under, retain. A solid tag team match. Theory and Waller didn't get squashed, which was pretty good. A fairly competitive match. Profits in control for most of it. I found the match kind of short, a little bit disappointing. Wanted a little bit more, but still solid. We move on. It is AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes face to face. Crowd is in a frenzy for Cody Rhodes. Styles believes Cody had a much easier path to become world champion in WWE than AJ Styles did. I don't know about that one. Styles, nice reference to Cody's Stardust days. Rhodes making fun of Bullet Club, and that's it. AJ slaps the shit out of Cody and then runs away. Wicked segment, crowd just out of control at times. I could barely hear Cody Rhodes speaking. Just amazing, man. Amazing to hear crowds this loud and excited for WWE again. And they said there's 12,000 people in there. It sounded like 70,000. That was one of, if not the loudest crowd from beginning to end of a show I have ever heard. They were absolutely amazing. Thumbs up. Brawl continues backstage between RKO and the Bloodline, and that is the end of the show. I mean, wow. Just freaking wow. WWE, if you are not understanding what just happened there, you guys need to be going to France and Europe in general a lot more often, man. That was amazing. France crowd made what was honestly a pretty mediocre show. They made it into an absolute banger. They made this show awesome. Thumbs up for them. Solid matches featuring Backlash competitors and touching on the rivalries. Tag title match was a little bit underwhelming. I wanted a little bit more. Maybe A-Town Down Under just aren't the champs that I want, but I don't know. Segments were great. Again, thanks to the crowd for just an amazing performance. Like, you guys made Toronto look weak. Like, wow. France, well done. 7.5 out of 10 for SmackDown. And now we go over to the land of AEW. We got Backlash. Where's my Backlash? There. Wait, we're not. Backlash? What the hell? We're in Dynamite. We're in Winnipeg. We got Tony Khan with a message from Florida. Says he still is going to be running the show, and then his feed is cut off by the Bucks, who are in fact running the show now. So, all right, pretty cool. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland and Nana come out to the ring. Swerve proving to be a fighting champion after his 8-hour match with Claudio last week. Swerve wants to know who his opponent will be next. The Young Bucks appear on screen, give Swerve a fine for swearing or something, and then bring out Swerve's next opponent at Double or Nothing. That man is Christian Cage. Oh my God. Both men face to face. Christian hits Swerve with the microphone. Swerve jumped by Christian and Sons. Unprettier delivered onto the championship. Oh, and Christian badmouths Swerve, talking about his daughter. Oh my God. Christian, you animal. Good stuff. This is going to be a very fun, personal rivalry. Should be a lot of fun, and it should provide a pretty damn good match at the end of it too. All right, I'm into that. I'm into it. We have TNT Championship match up next. Edge defending against Buddy Matthews. Edge tweaking his shoulder, diving to the outside. Buddy with a Brody-like crush in the corner of the barricade. Just looks ouch. We get a hard collision in the middle of the ring. Both men are down, and Buddy Matthews starts coughing up blood. Like, whoa, shit. It got really real for a second. Medical checks on Matthews, but he continues the match and gets right into a hockey fight with Edge. Like, that was beautiful. Thumbs up. We get an avalanche execution, or is it the execution? I think execution, the DDT, near fall right there. Buddy fires off a combo on Edge. We get another near fall. Matthews avoids a spear attempt, tries to hit a spear of his own. Edge avoids it, nails his own spear, and retains the TNT Championship. Edge's wires cross, attacks Buddy with a chair, sets up the concerto, but the lights go out. Malachi appears and tells Edge to do it. Just do it. Edge confused, the lights go out again. Malachi and Matthews disappear. Pretty good match. Definitely a slower paced match to your average AEW style. You got the rest holds and stuff. Collision in the middle was pretty fucking scary. When the blood started coming out of Buddy, I was like, shit, is this real? I don't know. That's where it gets scary, when you don't know if it's real or performance. But speaking of performance, good performance from Buddy, recovering for a really good finish for this match. 7 out of 10. We have Samoa Joe going up against Isaiah Cassidy for some reason. God help your soul, Isaiah. Cassidy takes Joe's towel. That was a bad move, dog. Joe starts whooping ass. Joe casually avoids Isaiah's dive to the outside, and Isaiah just a mean flat back to the floor. Just, oh my goodness. We get the muscle buster. Joe wins. Entertaining squash match. Isaiah's scream, man, when he fucking screams, that shit is hilarious. We move on. Orange Cassidy, he addresses the events of the parking lot brawl. Orange announces Chuck Taylor's injuries will prevent him from wrestling ever again? Holy shit, I hope that's not true. Cassidy, super pissed, calls out Trent. Trent comes out and he's blaming Orange Cassidy for ending Chuck's career. I mean, he didn't smash his freaking foot into the glass. Like, what are you talking about? Cassidy goes after Trent but gets stopped and separated before any blows are thrown. I mean, yeah, seriously, hopefully Chucky T isn't actually, seriously injured to the point that his career might be over. But this storyline getting deeper and darker each and every week. I mean, damn, dude, this is some really good heel work right now from Trent Beretta. I knew it was always in him, but damn, I'm really impressed right now. Really good. Jack Perry, he feels he is doing what is best for AEW by attacking Tony Khan last week, so Jack Perry feeling justified in his actions and rather proud of himself. We have the FTW Championship match, Chris Jericho defending against Katsuyori Shibata in an FTW Rules match. Chris cracks Shibata on the head with a trash can lid. How you doing? Jericho grabs a black bag. What is in it? It's filled with Winnipeg Jets hockey pucks. Oh my god, that's a first. That's a thumbs up. Sadly, it's Chris Jericho getting suplexed onto the hockey pucks, and then a crazy long chop-off begins. Jericho and Shibata's chest beaten raw, particularly Chris. Wow, that was one of the gnarliest, longest chop fights I've ever seen. Thumbs up. Chris throwing hockey pucks around, nails Shibata right in the mouth with one. Oh my goodness. Chris places a can over Shibata, beats the can with a kendo stick. It's not very effective. Shibata just walks through it, starts headbutting Chris Jericho with the can on his head. That was fucking hilarious. Thumbs up. Big Bill runs down to help Chris by putting Shibata through a table. Jericho pins and retains the FTW title. I mean, seriously, one of the gnarliest chop wars I have ever seen. That was vicious. Humor tossed in there as well. Shibata, super underrated, hilarious, that guy. Very solid use of weapons. I love the hockey pucks. Taking a hockey puck in the mouth is never a good time. Great battle right here. 8 out of 10. We move on. Claudio versus Brian Cage, straight up. Cage suplexes Claudio over the ropes, showing off the machine-like strength. We get a 619 from Brian and a discus clothesline, get a near fall, pop-up European uppercut, the big swing, and sharpshooter combo. Cage taps out, Claudio picks up the win. Yeah, just a really good quality meat versus meat match. Not going 87 minutes, Claudio. I appreciate that. It was, is the chemistry there with these two? They kind of seem kind of similar. I don't know. I feel like it was good, but it could have been a lot better. But 7 out of 10, still good. Rocky Romero, he says he is done rings with the drama between Orange, Trent, and Chucky T. Rocky says he is flying solo from now on. Challenges Kyle O'Reilly to a match, and yeah, bro, good for you, Rocky. Like, if that shit's not about you, doesn't really have much to do with you, honestly. I didn't even really know you were in a part of the Best Friends, but good for Rocky. I like Rocky. Moving on, it's Mariah May with Tony and Luther versus Serena Deeb. Serena traps Mariah like a pretzel with a paradise lock. That's funny. Mariah, nice spinning side slam. Counter after counter. Deeb nails a spinning neck breaker. Deeb spins Mariah around, making her super dizzy. Into the backslide, we get another near fall. Serena submission. Mariah can't escape. Taps out, and Deeb with the impressive W. Deeb looking great in this match. Smooth counters, transitions, submissions, all there. Mariah May, great selling. Really good technical match from both women. This was some good shit. 7.5 out of 10. Toni Storm stares with hatred at Serena Deeb. So yeah, there's some definitely some hatred. Probably an incoming title match. Edge and Kyle O'Reilly share a friendly conversation backstage. Possibly a little teaser for Edge versus Kyle O'Reilly for the TNT Championship. That'd be really cute. And now it is time, baby. The legend is back. Kenny Omega is here. Kenny says he was literally 24 hours from death, from diverticulitis. That's a tough word, y'all. Kenny talks about how difficult it's been, hasn't been able to even watch AEW wrestling. It's been too painful, but he did watch Dynasty and found out it wasn't fear of wrestling. It's been dealing with all the withdrawals of not wrestling in AEW. Kenny is missing it. Kenny pledges he will continue to find a way to return to wrestling. I mean, hell yeah, Kenny, thumbs up. Omega then addresses the Young Bucks, reminds them that he still holds power in AEW. Okada comes to the ring. Kenny tells Okada he will give him a match in a few months. Just wait a second, jeez. Okada says he's the best bout machine now, and then the Bucks sneak attack Kenny. Omega fights off the Elite with a chair, beats down Jack Perry, hits a Snapdragon. Oh my goodness. Okada stops the V-trigger. Perry nails Kenny right in the stomach with a chair. Oh no, that's Kenny's weakest spot. Bucks deliver the EVP trigger, and here comes FTR for the late rescue, chasing off the Elite as the show ends. Yeesh. Good Dynamite this week. Wrestling really strong throughout. Chris versus Shibata was stiff as fuck. Couple of good segments like Swerve versus Christian. That should provide tons of great trash-talking segments between the two, and it should be a really personal rivalry. I'm looking forward to that. Best Friends Follow continues to heat up. Orange is gonna fucking kill Trent. The return of Kenny Omega, oh my god, so good to see my man back inside the ring talking to the fans. The Elite drawing huge heat again. Could there be a potential for like a battle for company majority incoming? Like, they put up the company stakes, like, all right, it's the Bucks 50% versus Kenny's 50% or whatever, and they have a battle for company supremacy or company power and all that. That could be really fun, but I guess it all takes, into account what's going to happen with Kenny's health. I'm not banking on him returning anytime soon, but I know Kenny's going to do everything in his power to make it back to the thing that he loves most. Good Dynamite this week, 7 out of 10. And there was a Rampage, no Collision this week. So they did like a 3-hour special with Dynamite and Rampage put together. So we continue with Rampage in Winnipeg, and they still have Kenny Omega. He's getting stretchered out of the ring now after that brutal attack from the Elite. And then the Elite attack FTR backstage, and they're not done with Kenny yet. They go over to Kenny and flip him off of the stretcher. Oh my god, they killed Kenny. You bastards. We move on somehow. Jay White with the guns versus Dante Martin. White knocks Dante off the rope. Martin hits his face right into the ropes. That looked pretty painful. Dante, nice double springboard moonsault. He goes from one rope to the next rope, does the move. Fucking cool. White nails the Blade Runner and picks up the W. White picks up Dante, raises his hands, and then wrecks Dante with an Impaler DDT. Not gonna lie, that was pretty fucking funny. A solid match right here, not the longest. Just quality, not a lot of crazy stuff going on. Big Bill is interviewed about why he wants to learn under Jericho's learning tree. Bill believes under Jericho's guidance, he will reach his maximum potential. Jericho arrives with his destroyed chest from Shibata. Just looks nasty. And he's in this really, really, really good mood. I don't know what that's about. Chris will allow Bill to learn under the tree. Okay, so there you go. We got a new team, I guess. Swerve is backstage, says he will be talking to Christian again, and Swerve will not be alone. All right, what, are you going to bring Nana or something? We got Cal O'Reilly versus Rocky Romero up next. Both men going kick for kick. Avalanche sliced bread by Rocky. Kyle counters into a roll-up and steals the victory. Really quick, nice technical wrestling match. Nice counters. Again, just not a lot to say about this match. Really short. The Kingdom are interviewed. Taven praising Roddy's neck strongness. Roddy trash talks Will Ospreay. And yeah, I'm looking forward to their match for the, what fucking championship does he have? Doesn't matter. International? Continental? I don't know. We move on. Manitoba Massacre match. TBS Championship on the line. Willow Nightingale defending against Sky Blue. Willow slams Sky onto a chair, just, oh my goodness. And set up chairs. These things are set up. Just slammed them onto a pile of them. Just, ugh. Willow hits the pounce on the outside, sending Blue flying. Blue throws a chair into Willow's face. That happens a few times. Then pours thumbtacks into the ring. Oh no. Willow top rope buster into the thumbtacks. Both women go into the thumbtacks. Willow, I think, got the worst of it. Thumbs up for all that, though. Oh my god. Willow moonsault misses, crashes onto a chair. Owie. Blue grabs a barbed wire board, places it on top of a table. Willow then hits a ridiculous sit-out powerbomb off the apron, through the barbed wire table, and just plants Blue into the wire. Thumbs up, pins, and Willow retains the TBS Championship. Damn, dog. That was awesome. Literally a brawl from start to finish. They couldn't even wait to get after each other. They started fighting on the ramp. Lots of weapons. The table spot was wicked. Oh, man. Willow on fire. 8 out of 10. That was a great match. And Willow accidentally smacks Chris Statlander in the face by accident when she celebrates her victory. It's okay. They're friends. And that's the end of the show. Admittedly, a pretty mid-Rampage. Main event is worth checking out. Jericho becoming scarily happy all of a sudden. I think he might have a serious concussion. I'm not sure. Get that checked out. But yeah, not a very good Rampage. Just check out the main event. That shit was bumping. 5.5 out of 10 for Rampage. And we finish it off with the 3 stars this week. And no shout-outs. I don't have anything. There wasn't the biggest banger of matches this week for the 3 stars. So we'll start with the 3rd star. 3rd star goes to the 8-women tag team match on SmackDown in France. Holy shit. Again, I don't think I've ever had that much fun watching any 8 tag match ever. That was just awesome. Crowd ridiculous. And kind of in a way, France is getting the 3rd star as well as being one of the greatest crowds I have ever fucking heard. We'll talk about them again when we get to the Backlash review. 2nd star goes to Shibata versus Jericho on Dynamite FTW Championship match. Just an absolute war. One of the longest shop-off battles I've ever seen. And just a really great match right there. Good enough for the 2nd star. 1st star goes to... It has to go to Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue for that Manitoba Massacre. Just an epic battle with fucking thumbtacks, barbed wire, weapons. Very ECW style match. And Willow continues to level up week after week after week, and I cannot wait for her to finally get her hands on Mercedes Moné. That should be a spectacular match. I can't wait for it. And that is your weekly recap, everybody. There will be a Backlash separate pay-per-view review coming out probably tomorrow, maybe later today. We'll see. But thank you, everybody, so much for listening. You're awesome. In terms of what we got going on this week for the GX Plus cast, again, I got nothing solidified in concrete what I want to do with the Gamer Cast this week. I got a bunch of lists that I can do. I got a bunch of games that I'm building up reviews for right now, but probably just gonna be. I might just do a list this week. Again, haven't really put a lot of thought into it just yet. Been trying to catch up with all the wrestling this week. So we got the Backlash review. That'll be coming out pretty soon as well. So keep your eyes out for that one. That France crowd, holy fucking shit. So we're going to be talking about them again. And in terms of the hockey cast, oh my God. It's going to be probably a little bit of a therapeutic session because the Toronto Maple Leafs yet again lose in Game 7 to the Boston Bruins. So I will be talking about all that shit on Wednesday, more than likely, talking about yet another failure of a season for the Leafs and what the future is going to hold for that organization, because it better change. So I'm already starting to feel therapeutic about it. I'm starting to unzip about it already. So it should be a fairly entertaining hockey cast, breaking down the Toronto failures, and of course the second round of the playoffs are off and going now. First round is done, so yeah, we'll be talking about second round predictions and whatever news and what happenings are going around the NHL. So there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the recap. We're having an amazing May so far in terms of downloads. Y'all are downloading like crazy, so thank you so much for that. Means a lot. I upload all of these to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos, so you can go over there, drop a comment. Great place to drop a comment. You want to have a question answered live on the podcast about wrestling, video games, hockey, anything, doesn't really matter. Drop a question. I'll answer it live on the podcast, shout you out. Be a ton of fun. There's an email address if you want to have a private conversation, anything like that. That is there for you as well. And there is a Twitter page where I try my best to announce things when I know what I'm going to do with myself for that week. So you can follow along on Twitter as well. And thank you again so much for listening. You're awesome. You want to be even more awesome. Make sure you're hitting the review and sharing the podcast with people you think might enjoy this podcast. So thank you again so much for listening. We'll be back again with some more GX Plus Cast.